Let us speak about Fête la Sepie, the Feast of St. Peter's, which was celebrated in Kalibishi, organized, of course, and promoted by the Roman Catholic Church. It was a church event, feast, to celebrate the fisherman. And interestingly, although it was a Roman Catholic event, other denominations recognized the importance of the events to the community and participated in that event in some way or the other. I remember members of the Christian Union Church being part of St. Peter's Parade. I remember people of Mr. Coffey's, Pastor Coffey's Baptist Church being part in some way of St. Peter's events. At least they mentioned it and they promoted it and they allowed their members to participate, because there was nothing wrong in multi-denominational celebrations in Kalibishi during the time when I was a boy. I do not know what occurs right now, because granted I do not live in the village and wake up every day, but I'm hoping that we still have the same sort of camaraderie in the community. If we don't, we should revisit it, because people like Ned George, I remember Ned very well. Ned was a CUM and I think he went on to the Baptist faith, but he maintained his presence in the community as a very decent and honorable gentleman, somebody that I emulate a lot. Ned George. We can speak about other characters and other personalities, but let us try to get that issue of the Fête la Sepie out. And I can say so much about Fête la Sepie because it was an event that has brought people together. Kalibishi people, Dominicans, and even non-Dominicans. People used to come in from Guadeloupe. The Frenchmen used to come in with their Vedeg and park their boat by the bay in Rivière Salée. Walk around the village, meet with people, greet people. Many French people would come to Kalibishi. Of course, directly from Guadeloupe to Kalibishi. You know. Customs didn't care about what came in and what left at that time, because it was just friendly trade between Kalibishi and Guada. So, like 10-15 French boats would be in Kalibishi on a Fête la Sepie, and hundreds of French people from Guada walking around, talking to people, meeting with the elderly. Some of the French people used to go to visit the sick and bring gifts and stuff for them. I mentioned the bidon that the bigger girls used to carry the water on their head on a few episodes ago, and I didn't say that the contents of the bidon came from Guada. It was pig snout and other salted meats and fish to be preserved, but mainly pig snout. Used to come in this little bidon, and then there was the bigger bidon, and there were the pails, and so the 4-gallon pail and the 2-gallon. There were different sizes of containers of meat, mainly, that used to come in from Guada. Everybody in the village had many bidons. That's where we got to carry water from, and pails. Trade, exchange from our friends in Guada. So on Fête la Sepie, it was natural for them to be in Kalibishi en masse and participate in the parade as well, and get the blessings of the priests in terms of their boats, and do the boat races and the boat rides, which was a major aspect of the Fête la Sepie celebration in Kalibishi. I compare the Fête la Sepie in Kalibishi to the Gros Islet event in St. Lucia, because I went to Gros Islet for the events that they normally had there. I do not know whether they still have it. And without being biased, honestly, the Gros Islet event could not compare to the Fête la Sepie in Kalibishi in terms of the size and magnitude and the essence of the celebration. And there was a feast being celebrated in Dominica called Kone Konla at Soufriere Scott said, and that too it paled in comparison to what we did at Kalibishi for Fête la Sepie. Because as I said before, it was not just Kalibishi people, it was the entire nation. Because Kalibishi was known for a number of things: Port Lafayette, Feast of St. Peter's, Red Rock, and the tidiness of the village. And more things too, you know. But these 4 major events were significant when it comes to the Kalibishi way of life. So, I am creating this setting for you in terms of what the village feast was. And probably we will do another episode or 2 to continue to discuss the impact of the feast in terms of the economic impact, the cultural impact, and the social impact on the village, on the community. Because hundreds of thousands of dollars would flow in Kalibishi on a Fête la Sepie. Anyway, before I go beyond myself, There were two other major characters who were starrings during the event. Boy and Mr. Philip One Foot. Boy, also known as Coco Fair. Mr. Green. He and Mr. Philip Francois controlled the boathouse. And they were the ones teaching us younger boys about the idea of fishing and how the story of St. Peter in the Bible, and how Peter got involved in helping the fishermen to go out there to feed the communities. And I'll tell you more about St. Peter's on the next episode because my time has expired and the producer is telling me to wrap up. So let's continue the discussion about Fetla Sepe on the following episode.